Hello, and welcome back to A Real Horror Show. And in today's video, we're going to be diving into some brand new and recently announced horror figures from NECA Toys. And it's been a little while since I've made one of these videos, as I've already covered a lot of NECA's upcoming releases for the year in previous videos. But NECA have showcased a lot of very exciting new collectibles lately, and it's safe to say that the company has a lot of horror goodness in store for us for 2025. And you guys know the saying, new year, new NECA figures to keep us all financially unstable. Now without further ado, let's get into it. And we're kicking things off with this 10-inch tall figure of everyone's favourite 2-foot little terror, Chucky, based on his appearance in one of my personal favourite movies in the Child's Play franchise, 1998's Bride of Chucky. And I've got to say that this guy looks truly fantastic. The sculpt is truly phenomenal and captures the likeness of Chucky from that film with absolute perfection. Every detail of how we see Chucky on the screen is captured here on this figure, and the paint application on these product images is outstanding. On top of this, the authentic tailored clothing on this guy looks insane. I mean, just look at the quality of Chucky's clothing here, from how well it fits the figure to how accurate it is to the real deal. The Good Guy sneakers even have real laces that feature tiny printing of the Good Guy logo. But this figure is an interesting one due to the scale. 10 inches is quite big in terms of NECA figures. I mean, that's nearly 1 foot tall. And that means that Chucky's going to stand a couple of inches taller than the average figure in the retro cloth line, including this one of the notorious doll in Good Guy form. So this figure isn't a part of the retro cloth line, it seems to be a completely standalone release, and the larger scale has really allowed NECA to produce a highly detailed figure. In fact, this not so good guy looks that good. I genuinely believe this will be the best figure release of Chucky we've ever seen, at least so far. To me, he looks like a shrunken down life-size replica, and a damn good one. Chucky will also come in a distressed looking Good Guys box, which is the same packaging design used for NECA's life-size Bride of Chucky doll, but I guess if it's not broke, why fix it? Unfortunately, however, Chucky isn't coming with any accessories, which I think is a bit of an unusual choice really. It almost seems illegal for a figure of Chucky not to come with a knife. I mean, it's Chucky for God's sakes.
A true classic never goes out of style.
The only other kicker here is that this guy is a NECA store US exclusive. However, it's not clear exactly how limited of a figure Chucky is, if he's even limited at all. And I don't really know what it means by a US exclusive, because the website does allow shipment to other countries. At least NECA are shipping this guy to the UK. But currently, you can only get this 10-inch Chucky from the NECA online website and while stocks last. And Chucky is expected to start shipping around the new year. And moving on from one 2-foot terror to another, NECA are releasing a figure pack to celebrate the 40-year anniversary of the comedy horror festive favourite Dante's Gremlins. And it's this brand new evolution of the Gremlin figure pack that features 3 figures in total, including the adorable little Gizmo, the more sinister Mogwai version of Stripe, and finally the very mischievous Stripe as he appears in full Gremlin form. All 3 figures display terrific detailing and look fantastic overall. I especially love the synthetic hair that NECA are utilising on both of the Stripe figures, as it adds a touch of extra realism and looks really good. Additionally, Gizmo and Stripe feature posable eyes, and Gizmo himself comes with an alternate faceplate to display him with different expressions. In terms of accessories, the set includes a saw blade, a skateboard, and a chainsaw. But what I really love about this release is the window box packaging that features this wonderful box art that is a direct recreation of the original 𝙎𝙬𝙎𝘼𝙂 Gremlins toys that came out 40 years ago to coincide with the release of the film. And if you didn't know, this set from NECA is their own remake of one of these original 1984 Gremlins toys. Even the NECA logo on the back has its own 𝙎𝙬𝙎𝘼 spin, which is a great little detail which I love. NECA have released quite a lot of Gremlins figures over the years, but I've never got around to picking any of them up for my own collection. But this is one that I'm definitely not going to miss out on. The figure pack is set to release in January 2025, and overall, this is a wonderful upcoming release that has clearly been made with a lot of love, and it's a great way to celebrate 40 years of this 1980s classic. And if by any chance you bring these guys home for your own horror collections, just remember a few things. Don't feed them after midnight, never get them wet, and make sure to keep them out of the sunlight because the plastic will turn yellow. Up next, we've got a whole bunch of upcoming Ultimate figures from another holiday classic, Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. And it's these figures of Jack Skellington, Sally, Santa Jack, and the mayor of Halloween Town. These figures were initially revealed at this year's San Diego Comic-Con, and I did talk about them in my video recapping all of the announcements made by NECA at the convention. So if you're interested in that, you can can find the video over on my channel. But this week, NECA made the official announcement for these guys, which came along with a whole bunch of product images and also some extra content. And let's dive right in with the Pumpkin King himself, Jack Skellington, who looks absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to start by talking about all of his accessories, as I've got to say, this is an ultimate figure in every term of the word. Jack doesn't just come with a few additional head sculpts, but a total of 8, all with different expressions, which all look equally brilliant. He also comes with a number of interchangeable hands, a couple of pumpkins, a picture in a frame, a jack-o'-lantern in the box, and to top it all off, his canine companion �12, who has his own little display stand. Jack will also come with a display stand for himself, which is a pretty nice inclusion, as I can imagine this fella finding it quite difficult to stand up all on his own. Overall, this figure of Jack looks like he's jumped right out of the screen, especially with the fantastic head sculpts and the detailed paint job on his pinstripe suit. A great job done by NECA. And then we have Sally, who, much like Jack, comes with a boatload of accessories and a total of 4 additional faceplates that feature multiple expressions. Ultimate Sally also comes with a pair of interchangeable hands, a cat, a jar of deadly nightshade, various vials and bottles, a spoon, fish bones on a plate, a pumpkin, a basket, a cat in the box, and her very own display stand. It's safe to say there's no shortage when it comes to accessories with these new Nightmare Before Christmas figures, and NECA are really pulling out all of the stops for these guys. Next up, we've got the Mayor of Halloween Town, which features his iconic rotating head that can spin around to display him with either his happy or sad expressions. This figure also includes alternate hands, his very tall hat, a megaphone, an ink pot, and a book of jobs allocated to the various ghouls who live in Halloween Town. The mayor will also be coming with his own display stand, which is definitely for the best, as I can imagine this guy being a nightmare for constantly falling over. But all in all, the mayor looks brilliant, and I love all the small details and texture sculpted into his clothing too. And finally, we're getting a figure of Jack donning his Santa Claus costume, as seen in the final act of the film, as the Pumpkin King attempts to take on the role of Jolly St. Nick, with some interesting and misguided results to say the least. Like I said with the mayor figure, Santa Jack also features some stunning detailing in the body sculpt, giving a really nice texture to the whole costume. And this figure may be my personal favourite of the whole bunch. Keeping in check with the other figures, Santa Jack comes with a bunch of accessories, including a selection of wrapped Christmas presents, a toy sack, a picture in a frame, and a candy cane. Santa Jack also has a display stand, multiple interchangeable hands, and 2 additional faceplates. I should also mention that I really like the box art that NECA have gone with for these guys. The slick black boxes and hand-drawn line artwork really works well for this figure line, and I'm convinced that these figures are the best Night Before Christmas action figures yet. They're all extremely accurate and detailed representations of these characters, and are set to begin shipping next month, just in time for Christmas. But I do, unfortunately, have some bad news. For anyone watching this video outside of the United States who wants to pick up these guys, for one reason or another, you can't. I don't know why, but this figure line is restricted to US only. At least that's what it says according to NECA's Instagram post. I have no idea why this is, it's probably some kind of rights issue, but yeah, that sucks. Moving on. And now we have a figure pack that was announced a couple of months ago. So yeah, I'm a little late to talking about this one, but I thought I'd include it in today's video anyway. And it's this retro cloth double pack of the zombies that appear on the iconic poster artwork for 1985's The Return of the Living Dead, which is a much beloved cult classic movie that if you for whatever reason have not yet seen, I highly recommend you check it out because it's an absolute blast. And this is a really cool and very left field release by NECA. And again, I just love it when the company comes out with these untypical horror figures, because it's something that's just so unexpected, but massively appreciated as a horror movie fan. The gruesome twosome look insanely good in retro cloth form. The sculpts of both figures and their tailoring is just perfection, and results in a very faithful recreation of the famous poster art. Included with the figures is a spray paint can and a gravestone accessory displaying the movie's title logo, which again matches the poster. For fans of Return of the Living Dead, this is just a brilliant announcement, and I really hope that NECA have plans to maybe come out with a Tarman figure in the future. They've done a Toony Terror version in the past, so an ultimate figure or retro cloth would be a really nice addition. This figure pack is certainly going to make for a really cool display piece, and I'm definitely picking this one up for my own collection. It also gets me more excited for any more obscure horror releases from NECA in the future, and it makes me wonder what NECA are going to do next. The figure pack is set for release in January 2025, the year of the movie's 40th anniversary. And the penultimate upcoming NECA horror release for today's video is honestly one of the most impressive looking display pieces I've ever seen the company release, ever. And it's this huge Dante's Inferno Room Deluxe diorama set as seen in Tim Burton's 1988 classic Beetlejuice. And to sum this one up in very few words,
Nice fucking model!
this extremely detailed diorama is a stunning replica of the nightclub that we see in the movie, and is 2 feet wide and stands at 18 inches in height. So this is going to make for a truly spectacular display piece in anyone's horror collection. But what makes this even cooler is the fact that the Dante sign features LED lights that will light up and bring the whole thing to life. On top of that, this set also comes with a figure of Beetlejuice sporting a spiked trench coat from the scene in the movie, and this guy looks spectacular from head to toe. He also comes with multiple hands and interchangeable faceplates with different expressions. The only thing is, this Beetlejuice figure is exclusive to this set, so it's the only way you can get hold of him. The diorama is also multi-tiered, so Beetlejuice can stand in various places and locations on the set. The box art for this release itself is also a thing of beauty, and NECA have done a really great job with this packaging. Overall, this is a really cool looking set, and I really hope to see NECA make more stuff like this for other horror related characters and franchises. However, there is another hitch.
Don't you hate it when that happens? Let's go, Barbara.
The thing is, Dante's Inferno Room is an exclusive to the NECA store, and so that's the only place you'll be able to purchase it from. And on top of that, it's only available for pre-order for a limited time. So if you really want to get your hands on this release, I suggest acting fast. It is a real shame that this is a limited timed exclusive, because I think a lot of people would love to add this to their collections, me included. But not everybody will be able to do so within the set pre-order time frame. Nevertheless, this deluxe diorama set will be releasing sometime in the second quarter of 2025. So that brings us to the final upcoming horror collectibles announced by NECA. And I think that these are the ones that most horror fans are the most excited for. As in celebration for the 50th anniversary of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, NECA are reissuing their previously released retro cloth figures of the Hitchhiker and Pretty Woman Leatherface. Now if you guys saw my Texas Chainsaw Massacre collection video I posted not so long back, if you haven't and you're a big Leatherface fan, I highly recommend you go and check that one out. I did say that this is my favourite Leatherface action figure to date, and I also said that I'd love to see NECA do a new updated version of this guy. And although we're not getting an updated version, besides the clothes on the new one which look to be slightly different, I love the fact that he's getting re-released, because for one, he's become quite a difficult figure to track down now and can be quite expensive, so it allows fans and collectors who missed out on him initially to now pick this guy up. And second of all, this figure is just fucking awesome. This is my favourite variation of Leatherface, and in my opinion, the scariest. And I know for a fact that most fans of this movie feel the same way. That mask is truly terrifying, but also very iconic. Leatherface comes with his trusty chainsaw and also a mallet for cracking some skulls. And as for the Hitchhiker, this figure was initially released in the double pack release along with nubbins, which is another very difficult collectible to now get your meat hooks on. And this is a really fantastic figure that displays a great likeness to the actor Ed Neal. The Hitchhiker comes with a camera, a satchel, a switchblade, and straight razor accessories. And again, I cover both of these guys in more detail in my Texas Chainsaw Massacre collection video, but both of these figures are estimated to begin shipping sometime in May 2025. What would have been really cool is if NECA also made retro cloth figures of Cook and Grandpa from the movie to go along with these guys, because then we'd get figures of extra members from the family, and all in all, a brand new figure to go along with these guys to celebrate the 50th anniversary. Personally, I think figures of Cook and Grandpa are long overdue, and they'd work really well in a double pack together. Or maybe a set that features Cook and Leatherface in that old lady attire that we see very briefly in the film, because then we'd get a new retro version of Leatherface, and I think it would make for a really cool release. And with that, we're now all fully updated on upcoming horror collectibles coming our way from NECA so far, and have come to the end of today's video. Let me know in the comments down below which figures you're most excited for and why, and which ones you'll be adding to your own horror collections. Please don't forget to leave a like on this video, slash that subscribe button for more, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. And until next time guys, take care.